Yo! What? I don't even know what day it is today. Tuesday. Crazy. Topic has to be 220. Forgot to update that too. And it's your topic. Yes. Yesterday's warm-up was pretty, or study was pretty good. I really it was appealing. These kind of soft edges and sharp edges. I wish I would have had more time to join or to work on the warm-up or the study. But the study was good fun. Like I think I think I need to have way more edge variety. I think that's one of my flaws. Current. I don't know. Maybe I'm too hard on myself, but I feel like there isn't enough range of edges in my work to make it really uncomplicated. I don't know. It's something I'm kind of been thinking about lately. Hey, Dame Deviant, thank you very much. You got your number 9. Oh, the powerful number 9. Hey, Sayart, how's it going? Welcome back. Zealin. Oh, yeah. Thank you for the support, Dame Deviant. Was it your birthday? Nice. Congratulations. Wanamir, how's it going? Dr. Sheldon Fernandez. How about some topics? How about we throw some topics out there and let's see what we're going to draw today. Hey, Lurib, how's it going? You're going to go back to school after summer, Lurib? Last year, if I'm not mistaken? Mac and cheese. Is mac and cheese the topic? Or is it just random? Hey, Morphia, how's it going? What up? Starfish Dragon. That's a pretty cool topic. So I guess we got mac and cheese and Starfish Dragon. Polar opposites, if I've ever heard them. Any other topics? Hydra in armor. Okay. So we got 3 topics. Hydra in armor, Starfish Dragon, mac and cheese. Oh, and now we got Petrifying Fairy. That's pretty cool. Petrifying Fairy. I saw a meme the other day. Like, everybody knows the Tooth Fairy, but they don't know that it's a smaller, like I'm paraphrasing, like a smaller cousin to the Bone Fairy. And then the Tooth Fairy was sitting. We first saw like a zoomed in version of the Tooth Fairy, and then you saw the Tooth Fairy sitting on the Bone Fairy's shoulder, and she was like all black and like looked like death itself. It was pretty funny. All right, it doesn't look like we're going to have anything more than 3 topics, so let's roll the dice and split it in 3. Roll dice. Not this one, but next one. So 1, 2. So okay, first topic. This is mac and cheese. I guess Fernandez wants me to draw. Oh shit, you're right. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh yeah, that's right. I can't then. I need to do it again. If it was 3, then it's 1, 2. So that means just 5 and 6 are empty. 2. Starfish dragon. Right, starfish dragon. Yeah, that's the one. That's the meme. Okay. Starfish dragon. What? Okay. Where's the art? Hey, Freshy. Did you know the only bones you wash? I got bones with you, Sayard. How about washing those? And that was the meme. So starfish dragon. Okay. I got this really weird picture in my head of how the starfish dragon might look. How do I realize that? That the picture in my head is stupid. So stupid. How do I make it work? Okay. Oh wow, alright. Hey Miguel, how's it going? Cosmoverse, indeed. Starfish dragon. Fernandez. Oh, I did. It's super fascinating. I want to incorporate it into a warm-up. Sayart, you twisted indeed my brain. That is for sure. Sayart, by the way, no, not Sayart. It's just because you talked to me last, Sayart. Miguel, your number 3 prize is on its way. In terms of print, the print is ordered. Hopefully, they said that 2 weeks it might take. So hopefully it'll arrive well packaged, safe, undestroyed, and all that. I know that Zealin, you got a print, right? And I think the delivery, it was, how was the package? Was it well put together? Possibilities of breaking it in a big tube. Oh, that's pretty cool. So that means you needed to go to the post office. Because a big tube you can't. Or did they? I mean, they did ask me for contact details. I guess if they have had a problem delivering, but I put mine in, so hopefully there won't be any problems delivering. The mailman gave it to you. All right. That's pretty interesting. Usually when they're big packages like that, that's what she said. You gotta go and get it from the post office. Starfish, they have a really tough back, right? So they don't get eaten. Giggity. You gotta have some shitty jokes. So I take all the packages for everyone. That's what he said. Yeah, that's a that's a starfish too. Yeah, there's different kinds. I was in my mind it was more of like the red one further down. Give it a beard made out of these. Fire. Yeah. I wanted to kind of mention a little thing. Sure, Sert, I can add those. So it looks like it has a beard. The idea is I wanted the general shape of the starfish dragon in my mind was a very kind of flat dragon, and then having a hard back. But the overall idea is it wasn't like a big old mama dragon. It is more of like a dog type dragon. So that's why like I could justify the flat shape in a way. Hey, Rock Knight Studios, how's it going? That's a cute dog. It's a starfish dragon. Anyways, I wanted to mention something. There was a random event. Sayard, yeah. Starfish are in packs, right? You can have a wave of them coming in, you know, like a locust. Anyways, the thing I wanted to mention, it's about portfolio. The random event was someone on Twitter had complained about people sending him their portfolios. Hey, Pro42, how's it going? Sending him his sending portfolios to him, and he said, "Oh, come on, artists, you have to, what's that word? I always forget it. The person choosing what's inside a gallery, like a fine art gallery, they are not the moderators. They are the curator. He more or less said you have to curate your portfolio, or you have to select what you want for your portfolio, and then a friend of mine, the old producer, I think, of Minecraft, he said just hire Bjorn, and you won't have any problems. Granted, hire me, but what I wanted to mention is that it's really important. It's really important to curate your portfolio, that you show what you want to show as a face. I think like a lot of artists at the beginning think, well, this sounds like a really formulated thought. Clearly it's not. But what I'm trying to say is it's really important that you curate your portfolio and think about what face is outwards, what you project to people. And there has to be a separation. I feel like I'm getting a cold. 1 second, I need to... there has to be a form of how to put it in words. Like when someone sends their portfolio to us, and we have to look at them and contemplate: are you emergency vitamins. Vitamins doesn't work. Food with vitamins in them is better. So eat more vitamin-rich food, not eat pills. Anyways, when we get in portfolios, we look at them and contemplate what use is this person for us, and how can we, does the artist have a scope of growing? What's the strengths, and so on. And average viewing time of a portfolio is like 5 to 10 seconds. And that is the time you have to impress someone. And to make it really simple, it's your first image. What do we see the first thing we do? And I always, I mean, granted, my website is really outdated, or unfinished rather. But basically, when you go to my website, you see a selection of what the things I like the most, and then you can scroll down, and then you can start reading. So same for if you go and click the illustration. It's very, I mean, like I said, it's unfinished, but it's a clean, simple, direct thing. So if they want to hire me for concept art, they can go look at concept art, and it's a clear, clean range, of what you can do. And there is a problem in the industry where the ceiling for skill is so high that when you're starting out, you have a hard time getting a job, because the skill level is, you need to really have a high skill level comparatively to you versus the who's already hired, right? So a lot of people think that you should do a lot of things, then you'll have more use. You can be used for more if you show them that you can do more. But that doesn't necessarily equate to quality. Just because you can draw a hammer doesn't mean that your hammer is well drawn. It's a really weird example of saying hammer, but the idea is that, let's say you're a character artist, but you're also doing cars and environments and props. And yeah, that's great for a small studio that doesn't have a concept artist. But for the studios that have a concept artist, those concept artists are already specialized in a way. And that means they already have a strength, and where to put you into that mix. Like, what's the use for you to be hired by that company if you don't do anything well, but you just do a lot of different things? So it's a little bit of a two-edged sword, right? You can't hit the skill level of the like good pro artists at the beginning. No one can. So that's a problem, right? How do you get hired? And then panic sets in, and you probably, a lot of artists you can see on portfolios, they do what everyone else does, so that they also can, in a strange way, directly measure themselves to the competition, saying, oh, you draw a robot, I draw a robot, how far away are we from each other in skill level? And that's always a bad, I would say that's always a bad thing to do. you should never try to copy or do what everyone else is doing, with the caveat of if you're going to have to do a robot that you want to do. And then the comparison won't be when someone looks at the work and they want to figure out who to hire. You don't want them to look at like the smaller details, like, oh, is the how is that metal versus that metal, how is the head versus that head. And if they're so close to each other, they have to almost go side by side to determine. That's a really bad position to be in, right? As I see it, you want to be as clear and unique as possible. And that made me really think about this random tweet of someone complaining about portfolio, and then or rather the former producer of Minecraft said, just hire me. It's really made me really think, how different it is when you're starting out and having to navigate this minefield versus someone with skills that has already completed the gauntlet run of getting hired. The problems of getting hired is quite large. Not so much only due to skills, because skills takes time to get good. It takes time to become good at something. French, if you think a beginner needs a website, yes. I bought a website almost I used to have a dedicated website from a guy I knew that lent me space on his website, but he then canceled that website and all my portfolio disappeared. So I was then all of a sudden, but where's all my work, all my links, all my work that I had put on websites? They were directly linked to the website and not, let's say, conceptart.org. They weren't uploaded to conceptart.org because that was very cumbersome for me. So all I did was I put it on the website and then just copy pasted the URL in. And then his website disappeared and I had no more. Quote, a really weird looking cat? Yes. I got prompted by Sayart to draw a starfish dragon. So, blame Sayart, not me. Fernandez. The thing is, ArtStation is great, but ArtStation again does the same thing. If ArtStation goes away, your whole portfolio goes away, and all the work that you've linked across, you have zero space that's your own. And that's a big problem. Granted, if you don't have $50 to spare a year or whatever a cheap web domain costs, you shouldn't lose sleep over it. So then yeah, use ArtStation for the time being. But generally, I would say you should really consider having your own place, because Lurib, yeah, you can. I think I haven't tried it. ArtStation is a good thing to have, though, an ArtStation account if you're an artist in the entertainment industry. But a lot of artists don't. And a lot of artists treat their ArtStation just as yet another platform to update their work on. So a lot of things happen is that they post on ArtStation saying in the description, oh, by the way, go here. Hey, Miguel. Sure. Let's see where that takes us. Better remove that eye and maybe put the eye down there. He looks so unintelligent. Maybe he doesn't need eyes. Maybe it's I mean, starfish don't have eyes. Yeah. I kind of like that idea, like how it looks like it has bent the tip of the. But yeah, so I think that's the biggest problem. I think to go back to the original kind of thought I wanted to talk about was about curating what you show, and it only takes a few seconds if you're going to get hired or not, especially if you are an art director like me and you get portfolio after portfolio of people going, hey, I want to hire me, you know. And then if you look at on your 50th portfolio, you already know what the artist is good for or no use as. When you look at the portfolio, like first few seconds, you can see, oh, that's a cool idea, or oh, they need to be better at this, or the execution is bad, or bland ideas, or it's quite apparent. And I like the idea of, I play around with the idea always to do like, okay, I am not a person in the industry. I don't care about Feng Zhu, or I have no idea who Feng Zhu is, or Craig Mullins, or ArtStation. And if I would just stumble onto my website, how would that generic generic person react by looking at my portfolio? Would they understand what my portfolio is about? Would it be just like the impression of a kid's coloring book? Like you just open it and go, oh, that's colors. Or nice drawings, kid. You know, you got to consider like, again, I'm going back to the old art tip I got from my very old art teacher, saying like, you should never assume people are idiots. You should assume they don't know enough. And that is a really like clever way of seeing things, of whatever you're showing or whatever you're doing. There's always there, like in game terms, there always have to be a tutorial of sorts of what you're showing, right? So even in this, let's say in this starfish dragon, right, there is a level of tutorial, if you may, in the presentation of this. It's a flat looking thing, and if there would be colors, there would be two tones. So it's a back with color, and let's add that, whatever. and it would be formulated in a way where you can see it and understand it. So it's the same thing with your portfolio. Like you take all this time in crafting your portfolio, but in the end, when you're showing it, it is kind of disjointed and out of the loop, and of who you are or who you want to represent or portray. So it's and you can see this on artists that are really clever with it. They, like, I do this on my Instagram a little bit, a lot more than on my ArtStation, for example, is that I don't put anything on my Instagram that I don't want to be associated with my latest trend or trending idea of dark fantasy. I mean, trending for me, not trending on internet. Trending for me, like, I like that world at the moment, and I don't put anything on Instagram that isn't related to that. And even not everything that I do for dark fantasy is on Instagram. I pick and choose what I put up there, because I want to portray on Instagram dark fantasy at the moment and nothing else. So I want to be the dark fantasy guy there. So I make sure that I don't put anything that is not that there, and only what's good. And I even go back and delete older posts that, when I look at the body of work, I mean, I haven't done that extremely with a heavy hand. There's still shit on my Instagram, but last few updates has been that way. I go in and edit it and remove some posts that are not good enough, and curate my account. And in that way, you have to consider of who you are and what you want to do and what you want to be, and how do you present that in the, like, generic person approach, in terms of the generic person that's looking at your body of work. So that what is the impression they get? Who are you to them? You know. Hey Lurib, I got another idea for a Monday study: how to improve painting from your mind. So we study, or it's more of like a technical exercise, or I talk about how to improve painting from your mind, breaking it down. Yeah, I can do that too. Sounds good. Hey Weeping Jay, Mario's Bota, what's up? Might need to go open the door. Yeah, so to kind of try to distill my point would be to really consider your online persona in terms of business. Who are you? Are you consistent in who you are online, in terms of what you're showing people that potentially might want to hire you? And then you have to consider, is posting studies what's going to get you hired, or do you need to separate studies from your ArtStation? You know, because studies in all its glory, they're great, but they don't belong in an ArtStation unless you have zero other things to show. But as soon as you have something to show that's not the study, you need to remove all the studies. Or, you know, unless you want to be a fine artist, then it doesn't matter. But you really got to consider. I would recommend try this today. Look at your body of work that you put online as a um, distillation of your stuff, right? And have a look at it, and consider what you're giving, what vibes are you giving off? Who are you if you wouldn't be yourself looking at your body of work, you know? Like, what's the impression you get from what you're showing? And does that correlate to where you want to go? So, like, or do you, if you love doing robots, but you have dragons in your portfolio because that gets you jobs, that's going to be a really short-lived passion, because you're going to be thinking, I want to do robots, I want to do robots, but you have 0 robots in your portfolio. Then how would you ever be hired to do robots? So I would recommend, just take a look at your portfolio and try to see it objectively, like the random online person that stumbles onto your work, and who are you, what impressions will this person have of what you're doing, and does it correlate to who you want to portray? Lurib, cool. Sounds good. Omot, I do have a lot of comments or tips for gesture drawings, but as you can see, the clock says stop, and I have to end the stream. But if you come back tomorrow, minus 30 minutes, exact same time, minus 30 minutes, I'll happily talk about it. I could do some character in a gesture and kind of break it down for you. But at the moment, I need to go back to work. I am an art director, so and lead artist. So I got contracts to do, monsters to design, heroes to forge, whatever cheesy lines. But yeah, I gotta stop the stream. It's a daily stream, morning warm up in the studio. So I gotta get back to work. But please do come tomorrow and ask. And join the Discord underneath. All right, so let's find suitable victim to raid. Oh, Chloe is drawing 4-eyed Scooby-Doo. Let's raid Chloe. She's chill. She's so chill, almost too chill. All right, as per usual, we're gonna go. I'm gonna raid, but after the outro, so don't go anywhere. Hang tight. Good night if you're in that part of the world. Have a great day, or if you're in this part of the world, see you tomorrow for another warm up. Hopefully about gestures from Omot. Otherwise, random topic. Okay, outro.